What's up, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, as always, Odell Harmon Jr. Please find me at Odell Harmon Jr.
And I'm Jared Fradette. You can find me at ToonVelo. We have an exciting episode for you today. We're going to be discussing we're going to return to Spooky October with Luigi's Mansion 3. You know, I get what they're trying to do releasing it on Halloween, but it kind of makes it really silly to talk about after the fact.
Well, it's not so scary November in the game, so the game's not so scary.
There we go.
That's my time.
We've gone from spooky to spoopy.
Yeah, but you know what is kind of scary? James Dean, the actor,
just a terrifying person,
being brought back from the dead through the power of CGI to star in a movie because we don't have modern day actors apparently.
Is that making Prince? Wait, no, who's the rapper who we did this? He was a hologram.
Tupac. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, the way they did it was, like, I'm back from the dead. And then, like, when he got done, he, like, just...
shattered. But first and foremost, at the top of the hour, if you recall last week's episode, we ranted and railed about how terrible all streaming things are. So, we're going to talk about how great HBO Max is. Okay, kind of teasing, but... announced now for HBO Max coming out will be a new Green Lantern TV series. So, as excited as I am about that, all you might know about Green Lantern is that Ryan Reynolds played him in a questionable movie not too long ago.
You know, that's funny because I would say everything was wrong with that movie except him. I feel like he took it with a nice edge of, like, respect towards the character.
Okay, honestly, my biggest problem with the movie was Blake Lively's portrayal of Carol Ferris, his girlfriend. Honestly, I didn't think it was that bad, right? Okay, if he is supposed to be wearing a suit made entirely of solid light, what do you want that to look like? Do you want that to be like solid green latex rubber? Then we get into like Batman nipple territory where it's just like, I'm holding a green chainsaw. No, you want it to look like it's made of light. That's my opinion.
Hot take.
I'm not going to...
Hashtag hot take.
But that's my opinion, but I'm not going to die on this hill if it came to it. So, I was just going to take the segment to talk to you about what is some hot, quick facts about the Green Lantern universe.
All right, my first question. Is this one of those weird things that it's going to be on DC Universe and HBO Max because somehow Warner Bros. Decided to put like half the things on DC Universe on HBO Max?
Honestly, I did not prepare for that. I just prepared for Green Lantern trivia.
Jared's like, that was not in the notes.
This
was not discussed in the pre-planning of the show.
It was not. I believe it is just going to be HBO Max, though.
Okay. Just side tangent. I think that's real confusing and stupid how Warner Bros. Did that. It's like, look at all these DC Universe exclusives. Now also on something else.
Right. No, like, I've been enjoying Batwoman on CW Seed, and I'm like... I mean, I guess to be fair, that is also them...
But it's also weird that now some DC shows are going to be exclusive to HBO Max. So now I'm like, that defeats the point of DC Universe. And now I got to get like an exclusive show from a non... Anyway. Sorry, we're not here to talk about that.
So, but the Green Lantern. So, it is a intergalactic police force that has the Green Lantern power ring that is able to create solid light constructs. And so, anything using the emotional power of your willpower. And so it grants general superhero abilities. You can fly, you're shielded and invulnerable, you can breathe in space, you're super strong, you can travel fast.
We talked about this before. I always like the term super strength, but how strong does that mean? Am I Superman strong? Am I just better than a regular human strong? And like, it's so vague.
Yeah.
Like, how strong is Wonder Woman?
Yeah, as strong as she needs to be.
You know?
Exactly. But yeah, and so the basis of the power ring as a weapon is as it can do anything, literally anything, as long as you will it enough or your appropriate emotion it enough, and we will get to that later. So some key characters you probably will need to know about is Hal Jordan. He is a fighter pilot and test pilot, chosen as the first Green Lantern of Earth.
Wait, so real quick, what is this series covering exactly in the Green Lantern? Is it just like an origin thing, or is it like a whole galactic universe thing?
I'm not sure. I believe the entire swath of Green Lantern universe is up for grabs.
Gotcha.
So that's why I was just kind of covering
the basics.
The basics of things you might want to be aware of.
There's more than one.
There's more than one. So number 2 is Guy Gardner, who was the second Green Lantern of Earth. He only got Hal Jordan beat him out because he was physically closer to the ring. That's right. Abin Sur, the previous owner of the ring before Hal Jordan, not of Earth, an alien, crash landed near Hal Jordan. So the ring went, that guy. So Guy Gardner is kind of upset by that, and Hal Jordan kind of creepily stalked him to figure out what this guy was about.
I mean, how did he even know about the ring and that it chose him? Like, how did he have all this outwardly information?
Oh, like after the fact. Like after he became a Lantern, Guy Gardner was like, wait a second. This chump beat me to it because he was closer.
Ah, okay.
Right. Ironically, even though Guy Gardner is a hothead and ill-tempered and disliked by most people, he is a caseworker and a teacher for children with disabilities.
Is that why the ring chose him?
Yes. Because they have overall goodwill. Next up is Jon Stewart, the Black Marine, not the Jewish comedian. Yes, and after his Marine career, he's become an architect. So a lot of his construct, you'll see very intricate, detailed things versus, again, Hal Jordan, who makes giant boxing gloves.
So what is Gabe, not Gabe.
Guy Gardner?
Yeah, what is this construct usually?
Giant boxing gloves.
Okay.
Yeah. Fourth, and kind of like Jon Stewart, is Kyle Rayner, who is an artist and most frequently gets his girlfriend killed in freezers. That's his tragic backstory.
How many girlfriends did this happen to?
I think at least 2. I might be confused.
I mean,
there.
That's not funny, but it's just like
it definitely happened to one. But I think, like, I don't know. During the several reboots, the fact that we have to see it again and again and again is a little...
No, my thing is just being like, hey, Jared, how's Katie doing? She died in the freezer. No, I know Jane died in the freezer, but I'm saying Katie, your new girlfriend, she died in the freezer. You had 2 girlfriends die in the freezer. I think I should no longer associate with you.
Yeah. Yeah. But he is an artist, so also like Jon Stewart, he has very intricate constructs and a very creative mind. He's actually one of the few Lanterns that seems to have actually taken the conscious choice to redesign his outfit.
Huh.
Everybody else just kind of has a generic like flavor that generate it for them.
Oh, I didn't know they can subconsciously literally change it from the ground up.
You can do anything. It's like the Captain Marvel. Okay, what settings do we want here? They can even make their suits black and not glowing. They can turn off their light.
Oh yeah, Sinestro did that, right?
Sinestro did that. He was just like Sinestro, we will get to him, taught Hal Jordan how to, when he first came to the Corps. And then after Sinestro left, he's like, you literally learned nothing after I left, did you? Like, there's so many powers that you never got to, Jordan, did you? So number 5 now, number 5th Green Lantern from Earth is Simon Baz. And he came on the scene at the start of the New 52, the relaunch, trying to add more diversity to the DC universe and comics as a whole. He's a Lebanese-American and a Muslim. And so he's highly distrustful of a lot of people because... as someone from the Middle East, he has been highly distrusted himself and racially profiled against. Then, finally for now...
The sixth?
The 6th is Jessica Cruz, who is a Mexican-American dual citizen. Again, all of these have actually been American, except for Jessica Cruz.
Huh.
Well, we're pretty American-centric, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, to be fair...
Wait. There's a caveat here,
okay.
too. She was abused and suffers PTSD, and technically has the Ring of Volthroom, which is sort of an anti-Green Lantern ring, which feeds itself on the fear of the wielder and kills them. But she was able to overcome that with her own willpower, and hijinks ensued.
I was going to say, well, if you had to choose one country on the planet where you can find many different ethnic races in one place... I feel like America's probably your best bet.
Well, yeah, except I was going to say the first 4 are white. No, the white, black, white. There's so many more ethnicities that we still could have chosen from.
That is for sure a thing. Also, wait, why does she have that Green Lantern tattoo on her face?
That's her flavor text.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's just the same. Why does Simon Baz wear a luchador mask?
Oh.
Which, again, he's Lebanese and not Hispanic.
Yeah, that confused me. When you said he was Lebanese, I was like, oh, I assumed.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know.
Do they have luchadors over there?
No. Oh, actually, specifically, I know he has a mask because kind of the same reason that Hal Jordan has a mask is just because they want to protect their identity. Now, the others don't because it's silly. Who are you going to run into on Earth out in outer space? Turns out a lot of people from Earth are out there in outer space at the same place as you are. But
speaking of diversity, I get it because we're humans and that's all we really know. The fact that humans are so centralized to solving all the universe's problems, I find just a little just like on the nose.
Right. Now, okay, so I see we're running out of time, so I'll wrap up real quickly. Interestingly enough, DC in the Green Lantern arc has a reason why Earth is central to everything. We won't get into that, and I don't expect the show to either. Additionally, besides the Green Lantern Corps, there is a Lantern Corps for each color of the spectrum, Roy G. Biv, each going off their own emotion: anger, avarice, fear, willpower, as I mentioned, hope, compassion, and love.
But love's actually bad, though, right?
Well,
in the Green Lantern, in the Lantern Corps sense,
they're sort of fanatical. Is more what they are, and compassion is we
don't have time.
We don't have time for that. One other thing I wanted to mention is you asked me a while ago. So, is Hal Jordan good or bad? And so his character arc has actually flip-flopped back and forth multiple times over his entire career. Hero redeemed, hero murderer, hero genocidal, universal tyrant. And I told you I think he's good right now, but I was incorrect. He is currently bad.
Oh.
So Hal Jordan, there's a lot of material to work with here, Hal Jordan, for a character arc for a future story. And so the current story arc is that there is no more Green Lantern Corps. It's an alternate reality where they are the Black Stars. And instead of policing the universe using their willpower, they are tyrannically controlling the universe by making people submit their will.
Well, damn.
So
to wrap this up, so the Green Lantern show on HBO Max has a lot of material to pull from, and somehow they're still gonna mess it up and choose like the weakest storyline or unique twist. You know, they're not gonna choose a story.
The one thing
they're gonna be like, this is my interpretation of the Green Lantern Corps, and they'll be like, well, thank you. I hope you get canceled after the first season, but yet, nope, you've been renewed for 2 more somehow, despite horrible reviews. I hate when Netflix shows do that. It's like, everyone hated this. 2 more seasons.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
You know what you can do? We can make a Netflix show with all the great actors who've died, and just forget the new actors because they're going to suck it up anyway. And we're just going to use modern technology.
So let's break this down. Give us a story about what happened surrounding James Dean.
All right. So for those who haven't heard, there's an actor from, I don't know, the 40s, 50s?
Long time ago.
He is dead.
Bye, Miss American Pie.
He was from the golden age of cinema, where, you know, all the black and white movies are like the best movies ever made, and everything we do now is just, you know, stool. But he died at the ripe old age of 24, so relatively young in his acting career. You know, he had a couple of movies under his belt. He was, I guess, a pretty boy at the time, so, you know.
So no muscle mass whatsoever. Very generic face.
Very, what was it? Strong jawline, Jared. Strong jawline.
No, I love that Family Guy joke. Like, yeah, this guy who looks like nothing, this was considered a tough guy and hot at the time. And it's just like completely blank looking person. I mean, he's not in any way ugly. It's just they're very average looking people.
All right, so Anton Anton Ernst. He's a director, and he's directing a new movie called Finding Jack.
It's not Anton.
Huh?
It's not Anton. Anton Ernst.
Anton, what did I say?
Anton.
You know what? Jared, insert this director's name for me real quick.
Anton Ernst.
He is directing a Vietnam War era drama called Finding Jack. And he searched high and low for the best actor. He searched high, he searched low, he looked to the left,
he looked far, he searched wide.
Exactly. And he came to the conclusion after interviewing what he claims is countless actors that no one could act this part. So the next best thing, instead of just picking who could probably just do it from his pool, he decided, you know, with the permission of the family, thank God,
with technology to resurrect the dead.
So James Dean is going to be the star of this movie. He's going to be a 100% CGI character. Well, I will say my one positive note. I think that's cool that technology has advanced to where we can have someone who is dead and recreate their likeness. I assume they're going to age them.
Why would they? Wouldn't he be age appropriate at the time? Roughly?
I don't know.
But this brings up a lot of morally questionable things. In the article, I believe Zelda Williams is greatly offended by this fact because, again, her father actually put forth that no one is to use his likeness, Robin Williams, for 20 years or 50 years post his death. For
25 years.
Oh, okay, there we go. And, yeah, so it's like, sure, he got the family's permission, but would James Dean have wanted to do this?
Yeah, like, what if he looked at the role, read the character, and was like, no, I don't identify this, or I'm not a fan of this project, I don't want to do this.
And there's zero way for him to have known that that he should have rejected this. You know, it's just like, if we're resurrected 50 years from now and you have a pig snout, and you go, this is what everybody does. And you go, I didn't know I shouldn't have said no to this. Why would I have said no to this? Too bad, you're alive, and welcome to your pig snout. Yeah. Twilight Zone.
Yeah, let's just go epic future here. And they're like, you know, people who've died in the past 10 years and his body's rather intact, we can bring them back to life with the power of science. And, you know, well, I'm like, what if I just wanted to be dead? What if I felt I'd lived my life?
Right. Like, this is pretty much the whole plot of the first season of Altered Carbon on Netflix. I love the show, and you should watch it.
No, but it's weird because, you know, no one's thinking after you die. Like, you know, most people think that's the end all be all. Mm-hmm. No one is planning, but maybe like besides like some financials to take care of, you know, the people you leave behind.
Right.
And
that being said, if you can get permissions from people, I do think there's some great use for this technology. I told you before the show, like, this would be great for, you know, we recently celebrated the 50 years of Doctor Who, and we had a short clip from all 13 doctors at the time, 12 doctors at the time. So the numbering gets confusing, as I pointed out before. But yeah, so 100 years from now, clearly most of the actors will be dead. And so it's like, but if we ever wanted to have, you know, the 20th Doctor meet the 3rd Doctor, like, to have, because these are, unlike the James Dean character who could have literally been anybody, and just for some reason they slapped a James Dean face on, there are certain characters throughout history and media that they are only who they are.
Yeah. I mean, that's the good thing with animation. The reason we can keep using them and no one's upset is because we know who they are. Like, their character set in stone. They are them.
Right.
Versus James Dean is not whoever this guy is in the movie. He's James Dean, acting to be whoever you want him to be.
Right. And, like, exactly that point. Like, the director, said he could only imagine James Dean playing the part. But at the end of the day, James Dean isn't playing the part. Like you were saying, Odell. Like, you're creating it. Like, either you through pure CGI or another actor that you'll then, like, put the face onto.
And let's just say this is a huge success. It looks great. You can barely tell, because I'm pretty sure you'll be able to tell for a full-length movie. You know...
Yeah. I know. Remember we did the thing on deep fakes where, you know, from literally the still image of the Mona Lisa, they're able to make very lifelike motions.
Fair enough. The thing that bothers me is just say it works. One other directors are just like, oh, I'm just a fan of the 80s, the 90s, this actor, this actress. You're just going to stop trying to find new people. You're just going to be like, well, no one's ever going to be better than Marilyn Monroe playing this role, so why even try to, like...
We have to quit our jobs right now and become managers for the dead?
Oh.
Exciting new industry.
Yeah, because let's say I like, you know, Sean Connery, and I'm just like, Sean Connery's the perfect actor. I'd screw you all. Or what if even more morally just, let's just say, like, a woman actress, because I can see this being, like, the horrible thing. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you loved her in her younger days, now she's old and, you know, not as appealing, so you just CGI young her to play the movies.
I didn't get too big. The movies just got too small.
And then here's the caveat, because, you know, like with music, she may not own her movie likeness, so they might have to pay some company for a young version of her, and the real older version of her gets $0. Well, and that would just be insane to me. But I can see that completely happen because of legality, people.
No, the worst thing would be, you know, if an actor has a certain objection to whatever the line says, and then the studio just does a deep fake over that part and makes them say it anyway. Like how, like a much better version of the end of Blade Trinity, where he refuses to open his eyes, so they just like paint on fake eyes. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, but a much better and more convincing version of that could be scary and up for grabs.
So on one hand, I think the director's silly and that's stupid,
but the technology is also amazing and great.
Yeah, and on the other hand, I'm like, well, crap. Well, you ruined. I have good and bad in one hand now, Jared.
What do you mean good and bad? No, I'm saying mine was the other hand. On the one hand, it's bad. On the other hand, the technology is cool and amazing and has so much potential. So, but like all technology, we have to wield it ethically and with great respect and purpose.
Not to quote my, Jeff Goldblum, but he's just very quotable. Jurassic Park has aged wonderfully from a moral standpoint and visual standpoint. It still looks good. It's just like, we developed the technology so fast and great, and we're wielding it like a child, and no one ever stopped and thought, should we? Like, I think this is a situation. It was like, was it something like, we're so busy thinking if we could, and no one stopped to think if we should?
Yeah.
Something to that effect?
Yeah. So, let's see. So I think we put a good hopper on that subject, right? So we talked about green things. So we talked about dead things. Let's talk about green dead things.
All right.
Luigi's Mansion 3 has finally come out, as we mentioned. I'm having fun playing it. How about you?
So this is the interesting thing about. I thought at first, I was like, oh, this is fun. This is cute. And then I was like, I can see the repetitiveness of catching ghosts, but slamming ghosts into literal oblivion has not got boring.
I've never had so much fun vacuuming dusty objects as I have with this game.
It's a lot of things are repetitive. Since search for the gems, look for secrets, shine a light on everything, X-ray light. I forgot what it's called, but I'm calling it the X-ray light.
Black light?
Yeah, black light, everything, Go back and forth, black light all the sheets, all the walls, see what you can find. There's a lot.
No, so I know it's a puzzle game. I know it is. But I keep forgetting that I have the black light. So when I inevitably hit a wall, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? It's like, shine the black light. I'm like, right. So I have to go back. I'm like...
So Luigi, your alternate ego, not alternate, your slime buddy, I always forget that he could walk through gates, and I'm always just like, oh, how am I gonna get through this gate? I'm like, where's the switch? I'm like, and there's always a moment every time I'm playing where I'm like, I've tried everything to get past this gate. Oh yeah, I can just walk through it. Right. Gaming has just taught me throughout life, you just can't walk. It would be a little barrier too.
We're used to these stupid invisible walls that are just nope, can't do that.
And I love, you said, it's a puzzle game. So every, after, you get through, I'll call it the training area, every floor is so dramatically different from the one before it. It doesn't feel boring. It's just oh, look, different type of ghosts, a different area, different fauna, different everything. And it's almost I feel like the floors are perfect levels within themselves. It's honestly an old school game where it's level 1, level 2, level 3, but it's disguised in such a way where it doesn't feel like that, but that's really what it is.
Right.
But it's fun.
Yeah. Okay, so actual legitimate complaints I have is that there is literally zero option for inverted y-axis control, which there was in the first game. And to me, it makes sense. Okay, so he's holding the vacuum like this, and it feels like a cannon. So when I go down, I expect it to pitch up. But no, you go down, you go down. So I spend probably anytime I do anything in a game, even though I'm consciously aware of it, there's a 50% chance I'm going the wrong direction at any given time. And it's very upsetting.
I agree. So my thing is, since most of it's close quarters and most of the ghosts come at you, it's never a problem to get them. But let's say the dollar ghosts that actively run away from you, then I have a problem because I'm
wait,
because the other ones is just hey, you're coming at me, I'll just get you in my sights, flash. But when something's running away frantically, I'm just oh, God.
Well, same thing, too. If it's a cannon, I'm oh, I need to go right. Okay, so I guess, in my mind, inverted Y control applies to my hand, right? So,
also, games are just also, over the course of decades, taught us to just get used to it.
Right? So, again, it's not just up and down, it's left and right, too. So I'm okay, let's go this way. Oh, nope, I'm actually going left. Whoops.
Yeah. I guess, let's see. One of my main complaints would probably be... Okay, yes, this is my main... So the game's not that difficult, but if you're ever low on hearts, like you get a heartbeat, and when you get below 30, it gets like ear splitting, head rattling loud. Like I can't even focus on what's going on in the game. It's just like
Zip, zip.
You're about to die.
Zip, zip.
You're about to
Zip, zip. Zip, zip. Zip, zip. And you're like, yes, I'm aware I'm dying. Thank you. Also, I find Luigi moves just slightly too slow, and it physically bothers me.
So it's weird when you clear an area and you come back. Like if he's moving, there's nothing. Like he takes these sprints run. And I'm just like, I would like the ability to decide when I sprint run and not just when like the area is clear.
Right, because he's like, duh, 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 duh. I'm like, go faster. Duh, 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 duh. I'm like, oh my goodness. Because, right, it's like, even without the presence of a ghost, he creeps around. I'm like, this is bothersome.
And I will say this because the Mario Yoshi games has not found a way to balance this. It's not difficult, but there's still an amount of challenge, and I don't feel like I can like play with my eyes closed. Versus the new Yoshi games is like, it looks pretty, it's cutesy, it's fun, it's creative, but like the literal lack of challenge, like the challenge I find is self-imposed. Like I'm gonna 100% it. Because if I don't make myself 100% the levels and the game, then I'm literally just walking left to right doing nothing in between.
Yeah.
But admiring what's going on.
Right.
And I feel like I could respect games that are just like, it's not difficult, but I still got to put effort. So get that. I think I would give it a full circle score of 8 out of 10.
I was thinking 8 out of 10 too. Yeah.
Jared, make us like a new full circle score thing. So when I say 8 out of 10, you go, pew, and it's like,
It will be a static image that will have been displayed.
Yes. If you're listening, you should watch because you will see the new image. But, so, what we're going to do is, this time, because I'm tired of rushing, alright people, you've been listening to us, you've been watching us, but real business, we have a Patreon. You can subscribe for just $1 a month. That would help us out a lot. And you'll get a plethora of pluses. And if you actually decide to, donate real money like 20, 50, 75. We are doing giveaways and things. So if you do the 75 option, we'll give away one new game. And I'm not talking about like a new game I'm talking about current new game every month to any of our subscribers at the $75 level. And if literally we don't have anyone, so if you did it right now, you'll be you. You'll be getting a new game every month. You just would.
Right.
Because there'll be no one else in the pool.
So let's take this moment to thank our Patreons.
You are the champions, my friend.
Thank you. And since you also mentioned giveaway, we do have our fall giveaway coming up in a few days now.
Yes, it will be on we're doing the 15th and the 16th. The morning of the 16th?
The deadline for you to submit is the 15th. We will personally draw on the 16th.
Yes, it will be Pokemon related. Here's a hint. It's going to be a game or games. Who knows? Point is, follow us on Twitter at FC Podcast 23. Follow me, Odo Harmon Jr. There's a thread going. I tweeted probably like once a day. All you got to do is like, follow, and then respond to your favorite Pokemon, and you're entered. That simple. Then you don't got to subscribe to the Patreon. You don't got to spend any money. It's literally just support by following and retweeting.
Yep. I'm doing the same thing every other day or so, retweeting it. You can find me at ToonVelo.
Yes, follow Jared. I mean, it's not actually part of this giveaway, but, I mean, you just should.
I would like it. You get to have other flavor things about my life besides this.
Yeah, you can see Jared be political, which he doesn't be on the show, but maybe on social media.
You can see me rant about people at the gym.
Yeah. We're not big enough where we don't have to put our reviews do not reflect full service. It's just like,
No. I existed as a person before the podcast existed. I will be unapologetic in my home.
No, I'm just saying, like, when you get big enough, you have to put, like, the obligatory,
yes.
But I'm saying we're not at that level where you have to be, like, my views are my own, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Subscribe, advertisers give us money.
But we like to thank you all for your views.
Woo!
Your viewage, these views of us.
And in case you forgot, I'm Odo Harmon Jr. Find me at Odo Harmon Jr. Follow the podcast. Look up the Patreon. Look at those links below.
Have a good week, everybody.